Everybody, you're back for another episode of Techniques, Tips, and Advice from Lori Krause and Stamping in Deerland. Today we're going to make this really sweet little treat bag. It's got lots of goodies inside. It's some Hershey nuggets that are covered in our little designer paper. There's some black ones and some orange ones, but we're going to make this. So we'll go ahead and get started. So what you're going to need first is you're going to need one of our little muslin bags. They come in a package of 8. They're in the big catalog. And I've taken a piece of cardstock and I've actually stuck it down inside of it because we're going to use a sponge dauber and dauber the muslin bag. Now I've got one that I've already started, and you can like put lots of dots, just a few dots. I kind of like a happy medium, but all I do for that is I take my sponge dauber and I just ink it up really, really well with lots of ink. So I get it really, really inky, saturated. And then I start making my polka dots. And this one I'm going to do just some random dots, kind of fun. And because you don't need a lot. So if you're making a ton of them, you can just kind of go on. And then, of course, my cardstock's in there, so I can go ahead and turn it over. Make sure you do this on a placemat, too. I love our grid paper. I use it for every time I'm stamping because I'm kind of messy, but it keeps my table from getting messy, and I do like that a lot because then my stamping space stays halfway clean anyway. So here we have our treat bag with a few dots on it. I might put one more dot right there. So I consider daubers disposable. I use a lot of them, so they're good value. So I just go ahead and buy new ones and toss them out because I'm not going to wash them out. But I know a lot of people do, and they have those cute little dauber cases, which if you ever want one, I can hook you up with one. So I've made my little dots with Tangelo Twist. That's one of the new in colors, by the way. Love the new in colors. Cannot get enough of the in colors. See, this is why you need the placemat. Can you see it? So take my cardstock out. This is just scrap that I had. All right, so there's our bag. Now, the next thing we're going to do is I went ahead and pre-wrapped all my chocolates except one. I've got 5 that are wrapped in orange, 5 that are going to be wrapped in black. And my little piece of paper is 1 inch by 3 inch. And then I used to always put my designer paper on with glue dots, and I would put 1 glue dot here and then 2 glue dots up here and wrap it around. Well, I'm finding that this fast fuse is really awesome to wrap your chocolates. It really holds it on there good. And really, if you just want to, if you have the patience to put just a little bit at each end, it works really good. But I start with where the flap is, and where the flap is opening, that's where I put my paper, and then I just pull it right around and seal it up with my fast fuse. So there's my 10 little candies that are going to go in my bag. I'm not going to put those in there right yet, though, because we're going to decorate the tag for our bag. So sorry, my hands are getting in the way. I got to move this out of here, though, or I'll never be able to do it. We're going to stamp Trick or Treat. This is from the Holiday Mini, and it's in the set that's right by the holiday wreath, and it's almost a little confusing because you kind of think that the set comes with the wreath, and it doesn't. It's a separate stamp set, and it's photopolymer. It's only $14.95, and you get a couple of sayings. I think one says Halloween, one says Fright Night, one says Trick or Treat, and then you get it like a little blob, kind of like the stuff that's in Gorgeous Grunge. So I liked it, but I can see how it would be really confusing, and you might think you're ordering the wreath kit. So be real careful with that. So I put my Trick or Treat photopolymer right on my clear block, and I like to set my clear blocks down and put my ink on my clear block. It is easier for me. And here lately I have absolutely been using the Memento ink for most of my black stamping needs. And so there's my trick or treat. Comes out really well, which is fun because you know what? If you get it in the right place, it's always funner because then it looks nice too. So, and again, I was using the Memento Tuxedo Black that we have that you're supposed to use with the blendabilities, but I've been using it for everything. So now we've got our treat bag. We've got part of our little goodies here to make the tag. So I've got trick or treat. I've got a little piece of glimmer paper. I think that's about 3/4 by maybe 4. And then I took some designer paper. This is in the designer paper that has the candy corn in it and the little scary guys with freaky friends. It's in the Holiday Mini, and I just took the orange diagonal stripe and cut this out of the Apothecary framelits. And love that. And then this is just a scallop circle I cut on my Big Shot. So I have that. I'm going to put some fast fuse on the back of my Apothecary framelit piece and go ahead and put that in the center. So I have this. Now, both of these pieces I'm going to cut like a little banner end. Now, do you guys know how to do a little cheater banner? What you're going to do, and I would use good sharp paper snips for this, and these are Stampin' Up! Paper snips. And yes, I always put a little tag on mine, so if I go somewhere or I'm stamping with friends, I always know which scissors are mine. So it's just a little piece of ribbon with one of those little all is calm snowflakes. All right, so the banner end, you're going to cut in the center however far up you want it to go, and then you're going to come out here to the end and you're going to cut to the middle, take your piece out, and then you're going to come over here and cut to the middle and take your piece out. And you have a perfect little banner end. Now, we're going to do that with your glitter paper too. And this is the champagne glitter paper. Now, when I'm cutting like this, I'm going to do it on the back because I can see the white better than I can see the champagne. And just to make sure that I cut it well, because all of you guys are watching me, I'll do it on the back with the white. So here I have my perfect little banner piece. So I have trick or treat, and I have a little piece of glitter paper behind there, and I have my little tag. So there's what it's going to look like when I'm all done. Now, what we need to do is we need to take a punch, and I'm going to use an old Stampin' Up! Punch. We don't have these anymore. We actually have ones that have our signature putty colored handles. But this is the 1/8 inch hole punch. That's a handheld hole punch. It's in with all the punches. But we have these now again, which is awesome because I really missed them when we didn't have them. So I'm going to put a punch right here through my whole tag. So it's going to hold my tag, my glitter paper, my trick or treat. And then I still had some old retired, yeah, look at my hands, retired glitter brads, which I love. I was glad I was kind of hoarding those. So I've got this. I'm going to put that in there. And then I'm going to take my bag, and I'm actually going to put the tag right through my bag so it's all connected. So I get it all the way through there. And if you remember, these little brads are little devils, but this one opened up really well. So I've got it attached to my bag, and there's my treat bag. And then I'll put my 10 little Hershey nuggets in there that are all wrapped up like little presents. And I will be sending these off to a couple of friends tomorrow. I've made 4 or 5 of these. I have some friends that, my one friend, she's having trouble with her kids. So I decided I'm going to send that off to her. She needs some chocolate. Anyway, so there's our sweet little Halloween treat bag. Get some of these made up for the little ghouls in your life. And if you'd like to place an order, you can go to my website at www.lorikrause.stampinup.net, or you can give me a call or send me an email. I'd be happy to help you place your order. And I look forward to seeing you next time at Techniques, Tips and Advice on Rubber Stamping with Lori Krause. Thanks. Bye-bye.